Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying what you're reading. Remember, if you like what you see in here, please like and subscribe. And please, if you can, throw me a few shekels through my bookshop.org site. Today's book that I'm going to review is Skylark by Paula McLain. It came out in January of 2026, just at the start of the year. So it's a new book when I'm reviewing this. I quite enjoyed it. There were times I felt it a little slow, but I'll get on that with my thoughts further on. Anyways, I'll read the flap here, and then I'll give you my rating and my thoughts. Yes, I did get it from the library. 1664. Alouette Voland is the daughter of Master Dyer at the famed Gobelin tapestry, I don't know how to pronounce that, tapestry works, who secretly longs to create colors no one else has seen before, and to escape the punishing circumstances of her life. When her father is unjustly imprisoned, her desperate attempt to save him leads her to her own confinement in the notorious Sepulchre Asylum, where thousands of women are held against their will. But within these grim walls, Alouette discovers a handful of daring allies and a dangerous path toward freedom. 1939, Christoph Larsen, a young Dutch doctor beginning his psychiatric residency in Paris, befriends a neighboring Jewish family on the Rue de Gobelin who have recently fled Poland. When Nazi forces descend on the city, Christoph's loyalty and skills are tested in ways he never imagined, forcing him to risk everything for those he's come to love. I give this book a 4. And there are several reasons for that. And one reason, huge reason, is I felt some of the stuff was just a little too anxiety-inducing. I got really anxious at one point, probably about the 2/3 mark. I can't tell you why. Just did. Maybe it was night, maybe because creepy Nazi forces and not wanting to read yet again about Jews and Nazis just doesn't really appeal to me a lot these days. But I was sucked in because of the author. I'd read a couple of her other books. I read 3 of her books prior to this. I've read The Paris Wife, which is about Hemingway's first wife, Circling the Sun, which is about a British woman who flew planes in Kenya, I believe. I'm not sure. I think it's based on a true story. And Love and Ruin, which is about Martha Gellhorn and her relationship with Hemingway, which was really good. I really enjoyed that one. Probably would think differently now. I don't know. Anyways, long story short, it was a good read. It was a very good read, and it was I think part of it was that I preferred the 1660 storyline to the World War II storyline. And I kind of knew the story of what was going on in World War II, and I kind of feel like, that been there, done that. I don't really want to deal with it anymore. It's kind of, I don't know what's the word. It's kind of been overdone. That's just part of it. But I think the also part of it was that it was just, I just kind of didn't have a great, I've been dealing with some stuff personally and trying to avoid stuff that's not too heavy-handed like that is hard. Fortunately, when you like historical fiction, you're going to get a lot of heavy-handed stuff. So that being said, I did really like this book, and I really liked how she weaved in that same area, both what it was as a dying area in the 1660s and into basically a more modern Paris during World War II. And also, I really like that she really used the tunnels effectively on both in both timelines. I would have liked a bit more of a author's note. Especially because I feel that, she missed out on a whole, there's stuff that she could have gotten more into depth in, but I understand that maybe, she wasn't wanting to do that. And that's totally fine. That's fine. That's okay. But that's a bit where that comes degrading, because I was thinking of giving it a 4.5, which for me is a pretty good rating. It's probably what I usually rate a book. But I would have liked a bit more of an author's note at the end about the dying and about the use of tunnels during World War II and the use of... you can read Les Miserables, and that if you've read it, what happens. Jean Valjean uses the tunnels to escape to bring Marius back to health, to make sure that he survives, and to escape Javert. I'm sorry to dispel any notions from people who have not read the book, but the book was written almost 200 years ago, so there is that. Just read it as summary. You couldn't figure that out. But yeah, I liked how the tunnels also figured into this, and that they used the same neighborhood. She used the same neighborhood, but just at a different time. And the hospital the asylum that she uses is still in operation, but not as an asylum, as an actual medical facility. That's recently where Schumacher was held after his... I can't remember what happened. Was it he had a ski crash or something? He was treated there. And they do brain injuries now. They do not do... It's not a mental asylum like it was in the 60s. And it was rather notorious because it held up to 10,000 women at one time. For anything for a lot of reasons, even just men who wanted to get rid of their wives, basically. And that's one character in the book, and it's really interesting. I really liked the use of how she used things in the book, and I think that was really important. And I just thought it was a really good book. I can see it being in a few years, at least maybe in a year or two, when the paperback comes out, or whenever that may be. I don't know, because maybe 6 months, maybe a year. There'll be some more materials on the dying and the use of catacombs and I would be interested in getting a paperback copy if that's included. There's a reader's guide if there was more supplemental material, because I think it's a really, really interesting book, and she could have talked, in the author's note at least, she could have talked more about the asylum and the horrendous conditions and that sort of thing. So yeah, that was Skylark by Paula McLain. And yeah, do not get confused with the prologue. It's just that. It's a prologue. It's a jumping off point to the book. So that was Skylark by Paula McLain, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.